Hi everyone, it's Christy from Green Eye Tarot. Today I'm here to film basically a little ramble, if you will, about journals and planners and things like that, because this is the time of year when, at least for myself, I'm looking towards my next 2025, right, planner. I'm looking towards the next year's what am I going to use? And every year I feel like, especially the last 5 years or so, I've purchased a planner or a journal or something with every intention of using it and then never using it. And I'm not sure if that's a me thing or if it's because of the planner I'm choosing or if it's a little bit of both. So for my job, I use a an actual paper calendar because I have to pencil in things. My schedule is sort of all over the place and I tend to have a lot going on. So while I also enter it in a calendar, in my email calendar, I have to have this in writing so that I can see it. That's how I am. So I had to purchase one because I now have things on my calendar for work for next year, well into next year. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have my planner. So I don't have one for 2025. So I had to purchase one for work. So it got me thinking of my personal life and the types of planners I typically have purchased in the past. So I just want to talk a little bit about the one that I bought for last year. So the 2024 that I bought that I thought I was going to use. And that was the one I was yeah. So I only purchased one. I got one planner last year. It was really good. I only got one. And I thought, okay, this is going to be the one that I'm going to use. And so I just want to kind of talk about why that failed. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to do with the actual planner itself. It could be a me thing. It could be a combination of both. So this is not to bash or negatively portray this planner I got. And then I'm going to do a little walkthrough of what I purchased for next year that I'm really excited about for a number of reasons. So this is the one that I had bought for last year. So the end of last year, I bought this for 2024. This is the Saint Soleil Celestial Journal. And I think this was one of those, I kept seeing, I think I saw an ad for it. I never actually looked, I didn't watch a walkthrough of this. I had no idea other than what I saw right from Saint Soleil's website, right from their shop. So that's where I got pretty much all of my information from. So maybe it's my own fault for not digging a little deeper into the structure and then how it was laid out. So it is beautiful. It is chunky. It is a hefty looking planner. It has this beautiful leather, faux leather cover on it, which is really nice. And it has this gold foil where it says Saint Soleil. So this is the Celestial, like I said, Celestial Journal. So it's really nice. Like I said, it has this cover, which you can keep and take off. This is definitely reusable, that you can take off. And I believe you can just purchase the refill. I don't think you need to get the one with the cover, but I could be wrong about that. It has this really nice, nice paper, nice pages. It feels almost like newsprint. It's just got that antique, right? So it has this journal belongs to. So here's where we immediately run into issues for me. And this is, I don't know if anyone else can guess what the issue might be for me, but it's the font. So if you can see, if anyone can read this from where the camera is now, I applaud you because my eyesight is pretty bad. I mean, I wear corrective lenses, so I do have pretty bad eyesight. I feel like this would be a struggle for people who have perfect eyesight. I could imagine this being a struggle. So it's not just the size of the font, it's the color used on the background paper, if that makes sense, the color of the paper and then the size of it doesn't work. And so when I got this in, I was like, oh my gosh, I can barely even read this. So this is one where I would definitely have to have reading glasses on. yeah, because there's no way that I can read this. And even with the reading glasses, it's a little bit of a struggle for me. So it has a lot, it includes so much. It's like I said, it is a hefty planner. So it has getting started and consecrating your journal. It has part 1 is astrological knowledge and seasonal rituals. So there is a huge like part of this that is literally just like astrological information. So you get a good chunk of that in the beginning. So that's like really nice. If you're looking to like learn about astrology, if you're looking to study it more, this includes a ton of information with charts and the symbols and how to read the symbols, the astrological symbols. So it's a lot. There's a lot included in here. So that's a really nice part of this, I think. Again, it's just the font is so small that I struggled just reading this. Like I could never read this. I have to have highlight on, like the way it is right now, like a full light, like overhead for me to actually read this because the font is so small. So it does include all of this really great information, astrological foundational information. And then we get, here's seasonal. So here we have Yule. So here's like the seasons, right? We're moving through like seasonal holidays, rituals, like observances, things like that. So we have that. And then we move into part 2. So we have a 2023 reflection, a gratitude of 2023, key lessons to take with me to 2024. So I did like start with that. We have a projection, which you can see I did not. I did do a year ahead spread. I just didn't get it in here. So again, that's probably a me problem. That's just a me problem. But then you get January, you get the month of head tarot reading. Again, font size, like maybe it's just me, but it is really small. Anyone in the comments can chime in. Is this just me? I mean, is this a problem for me? Or has anyone else concluded that this is a problem in terms of how small the font is? And then you get this, the monthly calendar. You have sun, you have like this, what the sun doing, what is the moon doing? You have transits, aspects, retrogrades, and then obviously you have all the symbols. And then here we have the layout for daily, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you get about 7 days on here. And so you can see I was using like my tarot stickers, my tarot journaling stickers for 1 card draws, this week's reflections, next week's projections. So you can see there's space for all, for you to do that. Now we have new moon in Capricorn, and there's a tarot spread included. Again, it is so small. Like, it's so small, but it's nice that it is included. You have ritual space. So you can see I was like not very consistent with this because I was really, really, really struggling with the size of the font. It does lay flat. So for it to being such a chunky planner, it does lay flat. I will say that. Again, we have this was, they had Imbolc, they had Lunasa, so they have tarot spreads that go with that. You have your next week's projections, again, reflections, and now we're in February. My top priorities. So there's lots of space for journaling and for reflecting, and especially coinciding with like the new moon and the new moon and the full moon. So it's definitely great. It connects you to that astrological. It was just really hard for me to get into because of how hard it was for me. So like typically I would like sit down with this at night, and it was just too dark. Like in it where I live, like in my apartment, it was like I couldn't even sit where I typically sit to do this because the light was too low. Like because I usually, sit in a specific space, and I don't have like a huge like overhead light or anything that I could use. So it was just really hard to use. And so I'm so sad that like I literally didn't use this for the entire year. Like to me, this is such this is such a waste. And again, it's probably my own fault. I'm not blaming the planner. It's lovely, but it definitely didn't work for me. And it's so hard, I guess, when you go into, and like you can see, like it's because it's so big. Like, look at this, it's gigantic. I can't imagine if I like kept like pasting things in here, like what we would be looking at, like how thick it would be. I mean, it's well made for it being such a large book. It's like well made in terms of the binding and things, but it is cumbersome. It's, it's a little bit too cumbersome. And I mean, I had good intentions for this, but I feel awful. I feel that it was such a waste because it wasn't cheap. Like, you know what I mean? It was like a decent amount of money for this. And yeah, I'm very sad that it didn't work out for me. Again, it's not because this is not a nice journal. It's not a nice, it's not something that's going to be useful. It just wasn't for me. It just didn't work for me. So I was thinking, as I started thinking about, okay, like we're moving into the new year, like what are my intentions? So like really trying to be intentional about it. The other thing is that I really want to support small businesses. So small creators, artists and creators that are literally like rely on people purchasing what they're creating and word of mouth and like spreading, the word about things. So I really wanted to focus on that and also get something that was really going to fit my needs. So I wanted to do a quick flip through of what I did get for 2025. And this is going to be and this is not to say like I don't have other journals that I work in. This is going to be like a planner with a very specific intention. So this is the Celtic Goddess Calling Planner 2025 by Joey Morris. So Joey Morris is on her shop is called Starry Eyed Supplies. I will make sure I link everything in the description box as usual, of where you can connect with their shop and connect with what they, again, their Instagram and their social media, all that good stuff. And this way you can peruse the other things that they have to offer in their shop. But this is something that, again, it's kind of twofold. This is something that aligns very well with the way that I work, through connecting with goddess energy. That's me. That's part of my spiritual practice. And so this was something that was really interesting to me and something that I got really excited about. And I also, again, wanted to support those small businesses, those small creators that really, like I said, rely on people purchasing and using and talking about, right, and sharing it. So I wanted to come on and share this for that reason too, but also because I'm really excited about it. So Celtic Goddess Calling. So what this is a planner for 2025, like it says, and it's for working with specific goddess energy every single month. And I think I can tie a lot of things into this. I can include tarot readings, especially if they're tarot readings. Often I will do readings based on connecting with specific goddess energy. So I think this is going to be a nice way to tie in like the decks I use for that type of work, and also recording my experiences in working with these specific goddesses. So it's very beautiful. It's obviously paperback. The cover is like a rose petal, kind of finish, which is really nice. It does open flat, so you can, it'll be easy to write and like lean on it and things like that, because so it does open. I know sometimes people look for like spiral bound because they can fold it over and lay it flat, but this does lay flat. It's also just very beautiful, right? It's very aesthetically pleasing, at least to me. So we have Celtic Goddess Calling, and here we have January. So every month you're going to get a Celtic goddess to focus on. So January is the goddess Danu, and then there's a calling in. So there's like a little invocation and an affirmation that's written by Joey Morris. We have a little bit about the goddess, so a little background, the mythology. Here we have an invocation, and then there's spell work that goes along with it, which I think is lovely that that's included. So if that's something that you do, I feel like this would be something that you would be interested in. It's not going to be for everyone, obviously, but if spell work is something that you engage in, or you're looking to, like maybe this is something you're looking to get into and you're really looking to kind of deepen your practice with this and connect to Celtic goddess energy, this might be a perfect match. I think it's going to be really nice for diving deeper, like I said, so someone looking to do that. So then we have, here's the spell work. So now we have a little about January hopes and wishes, and here we have the days. What I like about this is that it's not numbered. So there's a little freedom there. So you're filling in, the days. So there's some, you have some freedom. It doesn't say like January 1st, January 2nd, 2025. Like it doesn't have the actual dates. It has a space for you to write or to paste. Like you can literally put, I have like the little thermal printer. I have like a sticker printer. You can draw in here. You can use the tarot journaling stickers if you have them. And then over here you have intentions and then what you're grateful for. So you can also use this almost as like a little gratitude. So rather than having a separate like gratitude journal or something like that, if that's a practice that you engage in, now there's space for it here. So that's what you get. And then there's a week review. So I like that there's enough space and it's sort of like open-ended enough for me to just kind of do my thing and do what I want to do. So week review could be, I often do, and I kind of talked about this, I often do a week behind spread. I use this week behind spread instead of a week ahead. So week review might be a nice place for me to put the week behind spread there. So that's something that I can definitely see myself doing. So you get 2 days per page in most instances, except when you have, your week review now. So that's how it's set up. That's how it's laid out. And then we've got February. So here we have the goddess Bridget, right? Because now we're looking at Imbolc. So February, of course, is dedicated to working with this goddess energy. Again, we have background information. We have spell work, and then we get right into our monthly. And I love the different colors. So every month you're looking at a different color. This is like this beautiful like sage green. Then we have March, little hair. I love the spirals that are included throughout this spiral path, because I often talk about how I am walking a spiral path. So that's imagery that I connect to. Here we have March, the goddess Andraste. So we do have a lot of information about the goddess, and then spell work, and then again, plenty of space for us to do our thing, for you to just personalize. And then we have April. So we have Bloodowed. And so yeah, it's beautiful. It's so meaningful for me because of my spiritual practice. So if this is something that you engage in, if like goddess work and connecting with this type of energy is something that you are is part of your practice, or again maybe something you're looking to deepen in 2025, then this again might be a wonderful way for you to do that. I just think this is so beautifully done, and I can feel Joey's passion for this, that this is her path, like this is the path that she walks, that this is the this is a part of who they are. And so I feel like it's even more meaningful because of that, because of what they've sort of poured into the creation of this. We have the goddess Sulis. So it really is just, like I said, a beautiful planner. I'm really looking forward to using this with intention and sticking to it, so that next year when I talk about a planner, it's going to be completely filled in. And I'm really committing to that, because this is this is part of my daily practice anyway, this goddess connection that I have, and it's a part of my spirituality and spiritual practice. So I feel like this is going to be one of those that is going to be easy for me to commit to, easier, if that makes sense. I feel like I definitely looked, was looking to dig deeper into astrology, and it's just not something that I had the bandwidth for. I really had every intention of, kind of diving deeper, and it just wasn't in the cards for me. It wasn't in the stars, if you will, like the astrology. I have a different tool that I'm going to be using that's going to really help me learn about my natal chart and dig into what's meaningful and relevant for me. I just don't think I was ready for like what that Saint Soleil planner was trying to give me. And with the font size sort of barrier that I was having. I love this, the Goddess Caradwin with this chicken. And again, I love the spiral imagery that we're seeing, that I'm seeing in this. It's like it's a symbol that I truly connect to. So, but that's this Celtic Goddess Calling. And I just, like I said, I think it's going to be such a beautiful tool for me for this upcoming year. So that's the Planner 2025 by Joey Morris. Again, Starry Eyed Supplies is their shop. I will definitely link everything in the description box below. Please let me know your thoughts. What planner are you using? Like, are you going to even use a planner? Is it something that you're not even, thinking, are you just going to use a journal and like not even, because sometimes a planner is way too structured for people. I get that too. Like it's too closed-ended for some people. To me, I think this one is open-ended enough for me to be able to use it in the way that I want to, while also being guided to connect with this Celtic goddess energy. So I think it's going to work nicely, but I know sometimes that planners in this way are a bit too structured for people. So I can definitely see that. But I would love to hear like what you're looking forward to for 2025 in terms of a planner that you might be using, especially if it was created by a small business, an artist, like an independent artist that's creating and putting it out into the world. I would love to hear about it. Because I think it's important that we share, because they don't have marketing dollars. They don't have tons of marketing funds behind them and tons of marketing dollars to play with where they can, have sponsored ads all the time coming up. I can tell you Saint Soleil came up in my Instagram feed nonstop. Towards the end of last year. This is the time that everyone's going to be pushing, right, their planners, right, to get ready for the next year. And I think, that anyone who has any kind of platform, by no means do I have a very large platform, but any way that I can get the word out about something like this, that I fully like I'm behind, and I think it's going to be like an amazing tool for me. I think that we sort of should use whatever platform we have, however small it is, however large it is, to support these independent and smaller businesses, these independent creators in any way that we can. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.